Hello everyone, welcome back to FS Auto Vlogs. Hope you're all safe and healthy. So today I'll be going to the Kia AlJabr dealership. AlJabr are the dealers for Kia here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, or all over Saudi Arabia actually. And the car I'll be taking a look at is the 2022 Kia K8. It's obviously newly been released for the 2022 model year here in Saudi Arabia. So we'll be taking a look at that. And I just wanted to give thanks to the marketing manager, Mr. Ahmed, and also to the sales consultant, Mr. Shamsuddin, who coordinated with me and allowed me to make a video with the K8 itself. If you're watching this video from Saudi Arabia or from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia specifically, I'll be leaving the contact details for Mr. Shamsuddin, who is the sales consultant here at the Kia AlJabr dealership. So if you have any inquiries regarding any of the Kia cars, you can contact him and you can obviously have a chat with him and do any of the inquiries you want. So do consider giving him a call. Also, do leave a like down below and also do subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications so that you'll be the first ones to know when I upload future videos. So now let's not waste any more time and I'll cut directly to the car. So alright guys, this is the 2022 Kia K8. Before I go ahead and talk about the design of this car, I want to give you a small overview of all the features and specifications this car has. So that's all over here. So let's take a look. So this one here is the top end model or the highest end trim you can get here in Saudi Arabia. So you can see 2022 the EX model line is the highest end which we get here. So you can see all the specifications over here. And also if you want to take a look at the specifications at your own pace, you can later on just pause the video and go through them. And you can see this is the total price, 194,000 reals. I will convert the price to US dollars also. So now let's talk about the design. So this is the latest Kia logo that Kia has launched with this car in particular. In the US it was a different car. I believe it was the Kia Caravan. Overall in the world, I mean in Korea, this was the first car to launch the new Kia logo, and to be honest it looks really good. So the new design language that Kia has done with the K8 is they have differentiated from separate grille, like how you can see over there the Kia Cadenza has. It's a separate grille, and essentially the Kia K8 is a replacement for that Kia Cadenza, also known as the Kia K7. So here you can see how they have integrated the grille into the bumper itself. But one thing I'm not so sure of is, suppose you are in a, unfortunately I hope you don't get to, but if you get in an accident and you damage this part, since it's linked to the front bumper, it may cost extra to replace the whole front bumper instead of just changing the grille. So that's something I don't know how Kia will play this out, but overall the grille does look good. Obviously it has the Kia signature tiger nose grille where it's pinched in the middle and wider on the sides. You have a lot of diamond elements going on in the grille itself, and you have nice silver accents everywhere. Then you have your camera for your 360-degree camera assist. Then at the side, let's take a look at the headlights. Now the headlights are very similar to what you have in the Cadenza itself. They are very thin, but the design is a bit different. And again you have your diamond patterns inside, and again the LED DRLs have the diamond pattern itself. So the diamond, I'll show you how the car unlocks, and there is a bit of, I don't think this one has the sequence. The more higher end versions which are in Korea, I believe they have that sequence lighting when you turn on the car. So this is the key for the Kia K8, typical Kia key. You have your lock button here, unlock, hold, and this is obviously remote start, and this is to open your tailgate. In Korea you get two different buttons or three extra buttons here. One's another remote start here, and you have two buttons where they showcase how, you know, the remote parking assist, where if you press the button the car can automatically come forward, or you can reverse it into a parking space if it's too narrow and you don't have the space to open the door. So that's how it is. And when we unlock the car, you can see how the indicators are over there, and you have your LED DRLs as well as the headlights, and they look really good. They have a nice design to the headlamps inside itself, a nice square design. It has a bit of a crystal like finish and it looks really good. Then you also have the diamond pattern here on this below the bumper, and it looks good. Then you have a nice functional side vent, which obviously helps to smooth the airflow down the side. One more thing at the front, you have your silver trim here. Again, it looks good. At least it's not chrome, so it doesn't look too shiny. and it has a nice brushed aluminum effect. You have your radar sensor for your cruise control and safety systems, and that's the radiator opening. So overall the front end is really good. So now I think since we are at the front, we'll open up the bonnet or the hood and take a look at the engine that's powering this car. So here's the engine bay of the Kia K8, and we here in Saudi Arabia have only one engine option. That's this 3.5 liter V6. Previously in the Cadenza you had a 3.3 liter V6 which had around 290 I believe or 294 horsepower, but here we have 300 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque. That's like 359 Newton meters. Pretty healthy power figures. It is more than the last year's Cadenza. The only thing that actually triggers my OCD is that the engine is a bit towards the right hand side. It's not sitting in the middle, so that just triggers my OCD a bit. But overall, this is the only engine option we get here in Saudi Arabia. In Korea you get 4 engine options. That's like a 1.6 liter turbo hybrid. You have another 3.5 liter V6, but that uses LPG, and you have another 2.5 liter turbo 4. I mean, it's a naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, and it's attached to an 8-speed automatic, and it drives the front wheels. In Korea you do get an option for all-wheel drive. We do not have that here in Saudi Arabia. So now that we're done with this, let's go ahead and take a look at the side design. Okay, so let's talk about the side now. So the side profile of this car does look really good. You have a nice sloping roof design, and overall the car is really big. It's around 5 meters in length. That makes it longer than the Toyota Avalon, which is its main competitor, and it does look good. It has a nice long hood design also, which gives it a nice sporty look. And over here we have 19-inch rims, and these are sitting on 245 section tires. Overall I do like the design of this alloy wheels, and they do look good. Then you have your side mirrors which are mounted on the door, and because of that you have good visibility from here. While parking, you can place the car a bit better. You can see you have your indicators here, and you have your camera for your blind spot assist. Then the window trim, normally you do see the window surrounds that go all the way around the window, but on this car it just starts from here and it goes all the way to this side, which again ends in that diamond shape pattern. Some people do not like this design. I do not know why, but to me it does look good. And then at the bottom you have this chrome trim, or again the matte aluminum, silver aluminum trim, which goes all the way from here and then flows pretty nicely into the tail lights at the back here. So that was all on the side. Let's take a look at the back. So at the back also the design is pretty good and unique compared to the last generation K7 or Cadenza. And you have a full length light bar, and the way they have designed this, it has that 3D element effect, and it looks really good because of that. And let me just unlock the car so you know how it looks. So you have indicators over here, and the problem is that in Korea you do get a sequential indicator which moves all the way like this, but here we just get it on this side. So what I'll do now is I'll just turn on the lights so that we can see how the tail light looks. So let me just turn that on. So here's how the tail lights look. You have that nice T-shaped design, and then again you have full length light bar like I said. Again it's separated by different triangle design, and it does look good, and it actually shows how wide this car is. And normally cars like these don't look that wide, but the design of this car does help it make look wide, and also it is wide. Then you have your parking sensors down below here. You have your new Kia badge, and also you have your new K8 badge as well. The reverse light is here. It's full LED. Then you might think that this is an exhaust, but not. It's actually a fake vent, but you have some nice diamond trim here, but the actual exhaust is down here, as you can see. You have two outlets, two exhaust. So that's all on the rear part. And let's open up the boot. Again, one thing I forgot to show you, the camera for your 360-degree camera assist or parking assist. So you have a button here to open the tailgate, or you can open it via the key fob. So let's just open it from here. It's an electronic tailgate, so it's basically hands-free for you. So due to the sunlight coming in, a lot of it is blowing out the picture, but you have a lot of space here. In total you have like 510 liters of space. That's according to the VDA, If you check according to the SAC, you have like 660 liters, but that's not accurate. The VAD system is more accurate, and I'll put their names, what those acronyms mean. You can check out what those two individual things mean a lot on Google. So you have a nice square shape, and you have a spare tire available here in Saudi Arabia. In the Korean market, you don't get a spare tire. You just get a basic tire repair kit, because those are run flats, I believe. So that's all on the exterior of this Kia K8. I think we should take a look at the interior of the car now. So let's head inside. Okay, so I am here in the interior of the Kia K8, and first things, let's talk about the door trim like I do always. So you have leather, a lot of leather actually. All of this is soft touch leather, and you have some wood trim here, and again you have leather here, more leather on this side of the armrest, and you have a nice hollowed out space to act as a handle. Then you have your window controls here, and you have your controls for your side mirrors. Then you have some nice aluminum trim down here, and again this part is in soft touch plastic. It's not leather though, leather is just still here. So this is soft touch plastic till here, and you have some decent amount of storage in the door pockets. Then the speaker grills, these are Meridian surround sound system, which you get on the Cadenza or K8 actually. So you have a nice way. I like the way how they have integrated the speaker into this part of the door, and they have made it a part of the design. And it does look good, and it's actual metal, because you can feel it's a bit cold to the touch right now. Then the door handle also, the way it's integrated, it easily your fingers slide in there and you can open it. Then you have this is just a trim, it's not a speaker grill, but they have again brought in that diamond element or diamond design element from the outside over here, and they have also integrated the buttons for your memory seat controls right here. Then let's talk about the seat control itself. So here you have your sill plate, Kia sill plate, it's not illuminated. Then you have your controls for your seat. I think those are massaging seats. You have your lumbar adjustment. This is your control for your backrest. This is for your bottom of the seat, and this is for your thigh support, which let me just show. Yep, you can see it moves up and down. So if you need extra under thigh support, you can use that. Then on this side of the interior, you have your button to open the tailgate again. There it is, and this is to turn off your traction control. Then this is for your fuse, and you have your latch to open the hood. So that's all there is to show here. Now let's just close the door, and here we are in the interior now. So let's talk about the seats a bit. So these seats are very nice and soft, and actually in the Korean markets you do get quilted Napa leather, which has diamond quilting on this side of the door trim, also on the side of the seats, and they are much softer than the seats we have here. But even though they are not as plush as the Napa leather seats, they are pretty comfortable. So first things first, let's talk about the space inside. Now right now the car is set to my driving position, and I have not actually turned it on, so the driving seat will move forward. So you have easy entry and exit also for this, so that for example when you shut down the car, the seat automatically moves backwards, so that you can easily sit inside. Then what else do you have? So let's talk about the space. Okay, so I was talking about the space. So the space in this car is actually really good. So right now the car is set to its lowest driving seat position to accommodate for my height, and I am 195 centimeter or 6'4", and I have plenty of headroom despite having this panoramic sunroof. I hope you can see that clearly. And also in these seats I do feel pretty comfortable. I think even if I take them a bit forward, I won't have an issue. So yeah, I can move the seat even a bit more forward, and I don't have an issue in driving position or in that. Then I mean, not in the driving position, in terms of comfort and seating. So I have good amount of neck support also from the headrest. Normally in cars I don't get that much support. Then overall that's nice. Now let's talk about the dash quality. Now here you can see how the leather continues from here, and you have again soft touch materials all the way. Then you have your speaker here, and you have nice materials all the way here. Then you have that wood trim, which is also on the door panels right here. And I think you can just make out how the ambient lighting is integrated into the design itself. Now one thing I wanted to tell you, that the ambient lighting is not as bright as something like a Mercedes C-Class or E-Class. It is bright enough, but not too much. So that's something you need to know. But they have put nice tasteful design elements into the wood trim itself. There are other places where there's ambient lighting. I'll show that to you later. You do get a heads-up display, which I believe you can see right there. Then let's talk about the other parts of the quality. So you have this 12.3-inch displays. You have two 12.3-inch displays actually, and the mounting is pretty solid and it feels well built. So that's all in terms of build quality. Generally, obviously nowadays the Kias are built really good. Also the AC vents, they have a good amount of adjustability, and they feel the vents do feel good and nicely damped. Then let's talk about the digital driver's display itself. So again, 12.3 inches like I said, and to control that you have this button here on the steering wheel, which you can press and it changes the different modes. So you can see right now it's showing me trip information. Then you can check navigation, tire pressure, and these are for your safety systems. Then you can cycle through different settings. If I go into like this now, for now I'm in the safety systems. If I push down here, it will take me to the attention level. Then if I go to the trip, you can see it shows me different information according to the trip, or I can just bring up the speedometer. Then this is for your navigation. You don't have any other extra option in that, and also over here you don't have that. Then you have your light controls here, and you have your windshield wipers here. Now the steering wheel itself, it's a manual steering wheel. You have your control here to move the steering wheel according to your driving position or where you like it. Then let's talk about the steering wheel itself. Right now you can see it's in dual tone. You have the black color outside and the something, I think it's off-white, and it's on the interior of the trim. And again, it's leather, so it's soft to touch and it feels good to hold. Generally, I do not like these types of steering. I do like more of the sporty kinds of steering, but I think this does look good enough that I can give it a pass. Then you have paddle shifters. They are not metal, they are plastic, but they do look good. Then on the steering wheel, the buttons like I wanted to show you. So this one was to control this display. Then you have your cruise control settings, lane departure, and all that stuff over here. On this side, you have your modes settings, voice assistant, volume controls, favorite buttons, and phone buttons which control this display. Then you have some more wood trim on the steering wheel right over here, and a bit of an brushed aluminum trim here. So that's nice. So that's all there was to show on this display. So let's come to the center display now. So this is the main home screen of how it looks. You have your time, a bit of a navigation display, your temperature, and currently if you're using some MP3 player or some whatever song you're playing, it will show up here. You just swipe across and it feels really nice and responsive. So you have your basic map and stuff. Just a minute, it just switched off for some second. So you have your map, navigation, phone projection, voice memo, climate controls, quiet mode, all that stuff. Now in climate control, I believe you have AC settings, auto, defog, defrost, all that stuff, all the basic settings you have here. Then you have your sounds of nature settings for the cars. So here if you go into settings, you have your vehicle settings, and here you can check your drive modes, the smart cruise control, heads up display. You can configure that. You can configure your seat. Then you can also configure your ambient lighting, which this car, like I said, has. So brightness is at full, and let me just select it. Let me see if it shows up or not. It's not showing up. Maybe I'll have to turn on the car for that. Just a minute. Okay, the ambient lighting is not turning on, but you do have the ambient lighting here, and you also have them integrated on that side. I'm not sure if you can see it clearly over here. It's not showing up right now because it is bright, but it also shows up here near the speaker grill and also your handle here. So that's one thing. I will put up a photo so that you have an idea of how that looks, and that's all in this part. You can also search for your basic other settings you want to, and then you have your high beam door convenience. So basically it's the latest Kia system which they have. And you can see the navigation. If I go into map display, let me just go directly into map. You can see how nice and wide it is, and also it has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So now that we're done with the display over here, now let's come down below. So you have a third display here, or you can see in total you have 4 displays if you include the heads up display as well. So right now you can see it's set to its climate control setting. You can adjust the temperatures from here. You have a dual zone climate control here itself. You have your auto climate and basically all the climate control settings that are integrated into this small screen. And also it has a coating for anti-fingerprint smudge, so you don't get these smudges here. Then the other function this screen has is if you press this here, you can see it changes to all the shortcut media buttons for this display. So you have your map, navigation, your favorite buttons, seek, track, radio, media, all that stuff. And then these two knobs control the volume, and the tuning knob is over here. So if you shift to climate control, then you can use those for changing the temperature. So for now let's keep it here. Then let's come to the center display or the center console itself. So you have more wood trim here with the diamond trim or diamond design. Then you can just push this back. Then let me just switch on the flash so it'll be easier for you to see. So you have a wireless charging system which is ventilated so as to not heat up your phone. Then you have your two USB ports here and some storage space where you can keep your key fob. Then you have your let me just close that up. Then you have 4 buttons here on this raised part of the center console. So you have your drive mode selector. Now if I change the drive modes, you can see the display changes from sport or normal to sport. And one thing I wanted to show is that if you go into sport mode, this part of the seat goes low and the side bolsters hug you a bit more, just so that it keeps you in place while spirited driving. Then I can go into eco and normal. So that's all. Then you have your auto hold button and you have your parking cameras. So if I press that, you can see right now this is a reverse camera. Then I can go into 2D mode, or 3D mode, and I can look around the car for this. This is your 3D surround system actually. So that's all. Then you have your parking sensor button. You can switch them on and off. Then you have your gear selector. This is obviously an electronic gear selector. You have your R and D and your parking in the middle. And then this is your electronic parking brake. You have decent sized cup holders and you have ventilated seats as well as heated seats. In the Korean market, this button is for the heated steering wheel. So that's one thing now you know. And then the center armrest, pretty soft, the leather. And when I open it up, it showcases a decent amount of space. Now, right now here we have the first aid kit, but it does have a 12-volt socket inside. And you have an additional extra tray here. That's over here. So that's done. Then you have your glove box, which is lined with felt so that the things don't scratch when you put them inside. Then that's done. Then you have your up top, we have the frameless rear view mirror, which I like a lot. Then you have some light controls here which are touch sensitive, or if you want to turn all of them on, you can just press this button and they turn on. Then this one does not have it, but in Korea you do get an SOS button over here. Then this is for your panoramic sunroof. You can open it up and close the blinds. Right now I'm keeping it open so that there's a bit more light inside. Then you have your visors with your mirrors inside and also LED lighting. One thing I forgot to show you, more speaker grills here. So that's all. For some reason you don't have a driver's side handle here, but you do get the handle here and it's nicely damped. You can see that. So now that's all in the front seat. I think we should go and take a look at the back seats now. Okay, so now I'm in the back seat of the Kia K8, and the door trim itself again similar to one in the front. And you do have good, again, high quality materials like the leather, the wood finish and the leather here also, as well as the armrest. Then you have your window controls here. In the Korean market, you do get buttons for your heated and ventilated seats for the rear as well on this side. Then again similar door handle, again Meridian sound system and the same diamond pattern here as well. Then you have your manual privacy covers here, and that's all on the door trim itself. Then again one more thing, you have your sill plates with the Kia logo on this side. Now sitting inside, generally again this is something I don't say very often, and I do have a lot of legroom. The driving seat is obviously in my driving position, and for someone like me that's 6'4" or 195 centimeter, I do have a decent amount of knee room. In most cars, when I sit directly behind my driving position, my knees either touch over here, or I cannot sit completely properly. I have to sit sideways or something like that. Then in terms of headroom, obviously since I'm wearing the cap is touching the roof. But if I sit a bit lower down, because of the amount of knee room I can just move a bit down, and then that removes that issue, and then I can sit comfortably here. Also the fact that Kia have scooped this part out to create a bit more headroom, that also helps that fact. Then the front seats have these coat hangers integrated into the front headrest, which is actually a really nice touch by Kia. You can easily hang your coat or jacket off this. So that's all. And also you have some more diamond trim here. It's again plastic, but you have the feel of aluminum. It does look good. And you have some decent amount of seat back pockets. Also you have 3-zone climate controls, so you have your temperature settings here and your AC vents here, and you also have 2 USB ports down here. Then you also have an armrest, so let me just pull that down, and you can see the armrest has these cup holders integrated into them. Nice touch by Kia. You have some media controls here and a soft armrest which opens up to reveal some nice decent amount of space. You have a USB port back here and some storage space to keep like your phone or key, like that. So overall that's nice. And also you have a pass through which you can open to let some long items through the back seat or through the trunk, because these back seats do not fold down. Also the fact that actually in the Korean markets, even in the back seats, you get the quilted Napa leather over here at the sides as well. So this part of the design is meant to look like it cocoons you totally, like a first class lounge, which is what the designers say that the interior is inspired from, the first class lounges. So that's all to show in the Kia K8. One more thing at the back, you have motorized sunshade at the back, so that it keeps you protected from the sun. So that's all there is to show. Okay guys, so that was the video on the 2022 Kia K8. Hope you enjoyed it a lot, and if you did, let me know in the comments down below what part of the video you did enjoy, and if you have any other suggestions for me, let me know in the comments also. And do leave a like down below and hit the subscribe button as well as the notifications bell, so that you'll be the first ones to know when I upload the latest videos. I do upload every Sundays, so once weekly. And also do consider following me on Instagram, the link for which is in the bio, or the description. So on Instagram I do post some automotive news and also the pictures and reels for the cars I make a video on here on YouTube. So if you like that kind of stuff, do consider following me on Instagram. So thanks for watching the video guys, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.